there was another report because they've now been talking about a giant recession coming for 2 years now. I read an article earlier 2 days ago where that said that it looks like we're not going to have a recession. At best, things are going to slow down a tiny bit and just become mellow. And I've been saying this. Remember, how long have I been saying we're not having a recession? It's booming. Things are going to be booming for a while. If Biden can just do what he's doing, you got to remember, people keep saying that Biden is crazy. You got to remember, Biden has seen it all the way back for 45 years now. 45 years?
At least 45 years.
It's like 45. 140. I remember when Joe Biden signed the Constitution and he said, you know what, one day I might be president.
Heretofore.
So Biden, people forget this. Biden, that means, so 40 years ago, if we go, let's just go back 40 years. That puts us in the 80s. That puts us with Clinton and even, so Biden got elected at 29. So he's 80 now.
Wow.
So that means, so here's the thing. This man is seen, he was 29.
Wow.
And interestingly,
he actually couldn't serve. He got elected at 29, couldn't serve till he was 30.
Wow.
Yeah. So you got a guy, last my point. This guy has seen it fail. He's seen economic policy fail and he's seen it succeed. And he's seen it fail and he succeed because it's always been Republican, Democrat, Republican, Democrat. But so he knows the history of it. He was in the room when it got voted in. And you think that guy is going to have a problem with the economy? He knows what works and he knows what doesn't work. He didn't throw some crazy shit out there like, let's build a wall. Trump, on the other hand, has now been shown to have fucked up. He's off the Forbes list. He's worth, they think, $2 billion less than he says he's worth. All this stuff that he claimed on his taxes is all bullshit. He said Mar-a-Lago's worth $1 billion.
He doesn't even live there. He lives in a studio apartment in fucking...
It's an efficiency. It's an efficiency. It's efficient.
It's one of those like...
And the windmills that run my efficiency cause cows to have cancer. So you got a guy who is the worst, horrible, shittiest, 6-time bankrupt dickhead. And the polls are showing that they're still thinking that Trump's better on the economy. I don't get it. It doesn't make any fucking sense to me.
I want to go back to your point about Biden and his experience. And he's been in politics for as long as all of us have been alive.
Exactly.
It's interesting that only now he's had a major scandal. He's been in politics.
What's his major scandal?
The Hunter Biden, his son.
There's nobody, but they came out.
Okay. I know, but I'm saying that's the only, like,
in all that time,
of that we can, that the news picked up on. That was like a big thing that wanted to try to take him down.
If you go back through Biden's history, it kind of bothered me a little bit because listen, if you're already going to grift the system and be a politician, you should be worth a couple $1 million. Up to he became vice president, Joe Biden's net worth was $110,000. He didn't know it. Then he wrote a book after being VP. The book made him $6 million. He's worth $9 million now.
Plus the Corvette.
Corvette's worth about that Corvette's
that?
The Corvette?
Yeah.
That Corvette. Okay.
Now that he owns it.
Without Biden owning it.
Yeah, exactly.
That car's $100,000. Without Biden owning it.
Joe Biden's.
But now it's Joe Biden's car.
Yeah.
That's like an astronaut car.
It's
like
priceless now.
$2 million. Yeah. It's $2 million.
Wow.
It's a museum.
Yeah.
Okay.
So he could, and if I owned it, it would be worth $7 million. So he finally made money, and this is where people go, how did Joe Biden go from having 110,000 to 6 million? Well, he sold a book that was a really bestseller after being VP to one of the most popular presidents of all time. That's why.
Honestly, I would say that's not very much considering like Lauren Boebert's been in for 3 years and she was worth nothing and she's like 28 million now.
Yeah.
I mean, the exponential rise of these people's finances is way greater than
Republicans are way more criminals.
Yeah. They never look at themselves. They're the biggest fucking hypocrites ever.
Way more grifty. Way more grifty.